104.1 KRBE, a Cumulus media station.
Good morning, everyone.
We ready?
Live from the TXU Energy Studio.
The Roula and Ryan Show with Eric, featuring Special K and Sam.
Okay, so 18 years ago yesterday, it was June of 2007, the world basically changed because the very first iPhone came out. And we started reminiscing about how we did this little goofy bit where we were down in the Galleria area and said that we had all these free iPhones to give out. And they were actually just little plastic toy phones that had an eye sticker glued to it.
And I looked, and it is right here, Friday, 6/29/07 at, let's see, 8:04. So right now,
I would have been over
18
there.
years ago.
18 years ago, you were already been there. And it even says
Parking lot Dillard.
corner
Dillard's.
at Dillard's there at that corner, because that's right there in Westheimer.
Mm-hmm. Now, what Eric's referring to is we catalog the show. We write down, Roula takes impeccable notes and writes down every single thing that we do on the show. And we have them in a binder cataloged.
It says iPhone Street Chaos with Special K.
So I took these little phones that we constructed and I started tossing them out to people from the top of the radio station vehicle. I climbed on top of it. Everyone was so excited. I had a box of these phones that we had put together here at the radio station.
And they're thinking they're getting, because back then that first iPhone, it came in two models. The 4G was $499. The 8G gigabyte, not 8G.
I have one of my
was $599.
originals, and it's so much smaller. And remember, it had the curve on the back.
Yes,
It wasn't flat.
it was thicker though.
Well, Kevin remembers because he had it 2 years ago. But
They kept updating it until then.
But I kind of missed that because it felt in your pocket. It was smaller. These things now are so damn big and
I got
heavy.
the Pro Max, the latest one.
Well, that's because you can't see anything.
Look how big it is. It does come in handy. It's like almost like an iPad mini in my pocket.
I know you put your font on there. It's so big, people could see behind you.
My
on an
font-
airplane, they could
Picture reading like a children's book like Curious George. That's how big my font is.
You only see like two letters, and you got to scroll over to the right.
The man
left.
with the yellow hat.
Oh, wait, turn over here. I can't see it all.
Well, people got mad.
Yep. So,
Oh, yeah.
That one, I just remember that one person that called in was so angry. I don't know if it was a listener line or what. She was just cursing you out, yelling at you like I left my job early or quit the job. Because back then those things were, I mean, they're still expensive.
Yeah, but like I said,
Nobody could get them.
500 and let's see, what was the other one?
How old are you?
Almost 600, yeah.
And now they're what, 1,200?
Oh, yeah, they're really expensive. But nobody pays attention to the price so much because they work that into your plan. So you're paying it off
And they know they'll keep
on
you
your
for
phone bill.
For years. They'll try and keep you.
Yep.
There was a time when they would give you the phone for free.
Really?
They did it first. It was you bought the phones in the 90s, and in the late 90s, they were giving you the phone just so you join the service. Join their
Yeah, you get a
service for
little
2 or
free
3.
Nokia with it, and it was a crap Nokia.
It was the snake game.
The snake
yeah.
game was the video game it came with?
Yeah, it was just remember that little snake game?
Yeah,
It gets
I do.
bigger and you go around and stuff.
You
and-
can't hit the wall.
yeah, or you can't
Not even Tetris,
eat itself
just
or
that
something. I
thing.
can't remember it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that thing sucked. At least Tetris would have been fun.
Yeah, exactly. It would have been.
I forgot about that. But then I was looking, and let's see, on that day, because that was our last day before I was getting married, so we were doing like marriage advice to Eric. Prank call. Special K did nudes in the forest at the water park. Do you remember that one at all, Kev?
Not at all.
What was that about?
It's too many years ago.
Nudes in the forest.
I have no idea.
But back up a second, though. Do you remember some of the advice you got? Your marriage advice? And did you take any of it?
Let's see. It's such small writing. I wish I could make it bigger. You know, like.
Oh,
you
you're
ever
just
seen
busting
your
my
finger?
chops
That's what
about
I'm
my
saying.
font.
Look how small this is. But I laugh because I've watched my in-laws, like, when they see a real photo, they'll hold it and then they'll try and make it bigger.
Use their fingers to try and make the real photograph.
Because we're also used to that. Let's see. Write stuff down. No in-law arguing. Don't argue with your in-laws. He needs to have each other's back. Well, that's easy. This one says, don't wait to pull a Freddy. I don't know what that means.
Don't wait to pull a Freddy. We're talking about Freddy Cruz.
That's what it must have been.
Came on after us?
Probably.
What
Don't
is-
wait to pull.
Maybe
a
that wasn't
Freddy.
meant to be on air.
Sorry, Freddie. Love you, buddy. Awkward. And then where's this one? Oh, this is when Critter Calls came around.
Oh.
We did a bit where we had a dumb game playoffs. We did rock, paper, scissors versus Critter Calls.
You had to guess what critter it was that I was imitating.
And now you've gotten so good at it.
People
You
can't tell.
had sound effects. Last time we did this like a few months ago,
It's either a
tricked 'em.
real critter or one of my sound effects that I have created with my own body.
Yep.
With my own
And
body.
he goes and records them, and he'll do it, like layer himself sometimes or do things. So it's really.
Pitch it up and down.
Give me one of your favorite critters right now.
Well,
Is it a raccoon one?
probably there's always a little raccoon baby running around here.
And? So good.
Is that what a raccoon sounds like? Nah, I don't think so.
I don't know. I
Never got close enough.
Never hung out with
Find out.
one.
No.
So, the rock, paper, scissors game was with a shocking twist for Kevin.
Shocking. Oh, because we probably shocked me.
Yeah. the
Oh,
dog-
you had the dog shock collar on.
See all these things we could do before legal came and
Oh,
took
I know.
our toys away.
Sucked the fun
Oh,
out
what
of
a
radio.
shame. We can't shock each
And
other anymore.
Kevin's probably the one who called. Like, I called
I
Joel. He called HR back in Atlanta.
I'm in a dangerous work environment.
Hey, I hear they're on the radio torturing people. Maybe you should look into that.
And then we did Ask the Guys, which I love that bit. We got to bring that back.
I know. What? Do you remember what the question was?
Let's see, girls asked, why do guys suck in your guts around pretty girls?
Oh, when you walk by? Because we don't want to have that flabby belly. It's a turnoff.
But usually your belly, if you have a good core, it should kind of be sucked in all the time. But when I was in the Bahamas last week, all I noticed, man, people are just, I don't know, can we not afford swimsuits anymore?
Oh, they're just very skimpy?
Everybody's skimpy. Guys,
Well, because
girls.
you get Europeans and they.
No,
have
these
a-
are just, most of them are Americans too. And it's-
Really?
And even the dudes with those big old bellies hanging over.
No, they're just comfortable with their body. They don't care.
And then wait, what? So a Speedo style bathing suit
I
is
see a
what you
lot
saw?
of the Speedos. And
Really?
then the real short. I mean, obviously our shorts are now shorter now.
Yeah, they have
5.5,
gotten shorter.
6. But yeah, it's because I'm like, damn. And then my wife and I were, there's this pool called the Cove. It's 18 and up. Mm-hmm. And I was with the kids at the other pool. Then I went over there with my wife and their family, and they were like treating it like Love Island because there's this group of like 4 guys in the pool. And then these 4 girls earlier, they were like all in their thongs dancing on those beds in the middle of the water.
Oh, wow.
And then they all they mingled, and then all of a sudden they had like 3 bottles of Vouv, and then a 4 bottle. That's like $250 at the
Whoa.
At the pool.
at the pool. It's so much that all of a sudden like 15 people from the workforce came out and sprayed one on the guy singing happy birthday to him.
They
and stuff.
wasted
And then
a
they-
bottle of that
Yeah,
at that price?
Exactly. I'm like, how rich are they? These kids, they're kids. They're probably like 20 years old.
Oh, yeah, trust fund
There's
babies.
one guy, I couldn't tell if he was old or just out of shape. Like, he had the old man bod, like dad bod. But
Yeah.
like, he's just trying to be cool. You could tell the hot girls weren't really into him, but he was trying to get involved. It was like, man, this is kind of fun. Just here drinking, watching
He's
these
just having
got the whole
fun.
story
They're
painted
making
here.
out. Yeah, you're
I
like,
know. I've got a visual in my head
these
right
two
now.
girls like falling. I'm like, oh man. And the mom, there's a mom there. Mm-hmm. I'm a cool mom. Like without a Kevin doing that voice. She's over there taking photos. Like, okay, guys, take photos. I'm like, man, mom, are you sure this is good? These girls are like falling down drunk. This looks like some bad things could happen later on.
Or good things, depending
Yeah.
on how you look
Yeah.
at it.
I
mean,
know.
at first you start telling the story, and I'm thinking of like the old Playboy Mansion where they're in the, what was that thing called?
The grotto or
The
something?
grotto. Yeah.
Grotto? Is it?
The grotto.
Yeah, no, this is
Where
a
all
wide,
sorts of bad things happened in
This
there.
is wide open in the pool. I'm just like, these
Okay.
kids are like, well, think about it. They're 20 years old. The parents they're rich. The guy had his Dallas Cowboy hat on backwards. I'm like, oh yeah, he's a cool guy.
He's the cool guy.
He's a bro. He had his couple guys had his one, and then the guys took his other hat off. He's going bald. I'm like, oh, put that
Oh,
hat
he
on.
had
We're watching the whole thing.
the camouflage.
Here's the best 40 minutes just watching. Like, I don't need
I
Love
bet that's
Island.
good people watching. I think back when I was 20 years old, I think like spring break was in Galveston. We would just do and sitting on the back of my buddy's pickup truck with a case of cheap beer.
Yeah.
And now it's like you see that and you're like,
Different world, man.
yeah.
Nah, so we got DQA. We got to bring that back. We had
All
a
right.
good time last hour. We had a bunch of calls. So we're going to try it again. Let's get it going.
All right, if you've ever wanted to ask any question, and really, this is the time to do it. There are so many people on vacation. It's easy to get through on the phone lines. Our number is 833-390-KRBE. You can ask about anything. You can ask personal stuff if you want.
I'm surprised no one's asked about Ryan's love life.
Oh, Eric, Eric.
Now you just made Kevin's head explode. Nobody wins with that.
Lord,
We haven't
no.
heard
833-390-KRBE. You can ask us anything you want.
And usually it could be, things that you thought about in the world. You always wondered, like we did the laundry basket thing of last hour. Why does it have holes, all this stuff?
And that's to prevent mildew.
But now we're getting a lot of personal stuff.
Oh, really?
That's the stuff I know Ryan always loves that stuff.
No,
so.
I try and keep my personal life personal, but
It's hard to do when you're on a radio show 20 hours
it really
a week.
is. In the last couple of months, I'd say I shared more than I'd ever shared in my life.
Yes, you did. You went from that, little like a sink, just drip, drip, drip.
To just a flood.
Just a boom, just attacked everybody with all that, with your tears and with your life. And I think you're in a way better place. I'm so
my
happy
God,
for you.
yes. It's true.
Thumbs up, man. I'm happy for you. Let's start with line one, Kev. Shannon. Hey, Shannon.
Hi.
Good morning, Shannon. What's your question?
My question is there, for Special K, is there like a pre-recorded DJ mix list, something that I can just like press play at my wedding as if you're there?
As if I'm there. You know what? If you gave me a list of songs in order that you want them played, I could mix them together and then provide you with, say, like a jump drive or a link to a file that you could download and then hit play, depending on how long your reception is, 2-3 hours. Just put a whole bunch of stuff together for you. I have done that, particularly if I'm going to be out of town or if the wedding
it's Switzerland.
Destination.
Exactly. Yeah. If the wedding is out of town itself, then it's very expensive to fly Special K out there, put him up, and put him to work.
But
so
I would definitely
gladly do it. Yeah.
Okay.
So what you got to do is just hit me up at Radio Special K on Instagram, and then I'll provide you with the details.
And you provide him with a lot of cash.
and I'll let you know if we can get that done. So, and if you aren't doing an out of town wedding, then I can come and spin at your wedding too. Oh, hey, hit that cha-ching again.
Why not, man? I'd love to have you there. You've
All
done
right.
so many of them, so good. All right, let's go to Alyssa.
All right, line two. Good morning, Alyssa.
Good morning.
Hey,
What's
good morning.
up?
What's your question
Happy
for
Monday.
DQA?
Okay, so I don't want to be rude or put Ryan on the spot, but I just think it's funny that whenever like Roula and Eric are out of town, and you end up playing like old segments or old things, you seem to lean really heavily into trying to convince everyone that it's like actually happening in real time. Like, oh, we're gonna get this caller, and like it's very clearly like an old call.
Oh, we're not trying to look. We're not trying to pull one over on you, but if you're watching, say you're watching television, and like a network television show. Give me any network television show currently right now.
I don't even know what's on.
Say say you're watching 90 Day Fiance. You would never see a commercial. Coming up next, a rerun.
That is true.
You just wouldn't see that.
It's never announced.
And it's plus, we'd like to think that everyone listens 6 to 10, and we know podcasters in the afternoon they listen to the whole show because it's all combined together. But a lot of people don't know. So if you haven't heard it, what's the old saying? It's new to you.
It's new to you. And by the way, here's a little stat for you. And Eric can get my back on this one. I believe it's 95% of your audience did not hear a segment that you did. So they're not tuned in at that moment.
Like a lot of times when the whole team's here, we'll replay stuff at 9 o'clock, like Roses.
This is a different audience.
Because it's a different audience 2 hours later.
But I must say, Eric, Ryan did a phenomenal job of putting that content together, some of our best and most favorite segments. And he really did. I mean, and people were commenting over text the whole week about how well he did leading us into those segments that were so good. We wanted to play them again. And I would say it did, quote unquote, fool a lot of people. But we are live now. We're doing live content. You know, when the entire show is gone, it's difficult.
We lost 3 people last week.
Like Sam was out, Roula and Eric, and it's like, you really didn't want to just hear me talking.
People don't want to hear just me and Ryan, either getting along or,
which we actually did, and we had a good time together.
That sounds boring. I want you guys to beat each other's throats like usual.
Oh, my God.
We want blood.
No, but thank you for your call.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Lisa.
it.
Take care. Okay,
Who's
line
next?
3, Eric.
All right, cool. There you go. Good morning,
He
Eric.
spells it with a C, so I like that. E-R-I-C.
No K's.
Yeah, definitely starts with a C.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
That's how you do it. All right, Eric, what you got? What's your DQA question.
So this question actually comes from my wife, but she's driving, so
Okay.
she wanted me to call and ask. When do you guys see yourself retiring? How many more years do you see you doing that? I know you just got a 5-year contract, but do you see another 5-year, another, like 15, 20?
Who knows? I mean, first of all, you just kind of really you're going to enjoy yourself if you live in the moment and not think too far into the future.
Well, I love being a celebrity, so I'm not going to stop anytime soon. Plus, a W-2 fuels my side gig of buying houses and renting them out.
Oh,
So
wait, we're
you
celebrities now,
We
Kevin?
we can't get...
Oh, I never considered myself a celebrity.
You can't get, hey, you should have been at that Pride Parade when the cop saw me, and he was like, that's Special K. Yes, sir. Can you remember that when you pulled me over?
Maybe you find that cop, Kev.
Yes.
I would say for me, I really did enjoy last week sleeping in.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I mean, this getting up early stuff. My whole life, even on a farm, I was getting up at 5 a.m. So now I'm obviously 3 a.m., 4 a.m. Do this 5 years, and I would like to do another maybe 5 years after that total. Maybe I'd like to do maybe 10 more years.
I'd just
But
be happy to
it's
be
all-
alive that long.
But that isn't our call. We have bosses. They might go, oh, you guys, we want to go a different direction or something.
But as long as people still enjoy it and we're all having fun doing it,
yeah,
why put an end date?
I'm having more fun now than I did 18 years ago when we were talking about 18 years ago when we were doing stuff.
We're doing numbers no one has ever seen the likes of before.
Yeah, the big, beautiful numbers. Yeah. Well, we're still
From my point of
successful.
view, you guys can go on for 20 years. I mean, we love listening to
Oh,
you.
be careful with all that.
Yeah, 20 years. I don't know about that. But
they'll be digging me up and bringing my coffin in here.
We're going to sit right in the corner with a skeleton.
There
with that
was-
laugh, with that laugh you do.
There was a dude on a top 40 station in Boston since 1980, and he recently retired.
Yeah, it's true.
I can't remember what his name was, but
Even that was Duran. That was Duran's like 60-some.
so I mean, you can go 40 years on a pop station
As long as you're having
entertaining.
fun.
Yep.
Yeah, nobody cares about numbers like that. I mean, look at Brad Pitt's in the biggest movie in the country right now. He's a man in his 60s.
Yeah, but you don't look like Brad Pitt.
No. I look like an armpit.
A pit from an avocado that's been
Yes.
sitting out for 2 days. It's that gunk.
I know. You don't have to go there.
37530, the text line. We do have some questions about Sam. Like, when is Sam coming back? Did she have her baby? Well, yes, you can see it all on Instagram, and I believe she should be back on the latter side of
When the
August.
kids start, right? Pretty much when kids start.
Yeah,
go
when
back
kids are
to
coming
school.
back to school.
Yes, and I know that
put pressure on
Santiago, her first son, loves daycare, and he still gets to go sometimes during the week, even with her on maternity
Well, it
leave.
gives her a break for one
yes,
thing.
and it keeps up his schedule. You know, he's got to stick with that schedule, get back on it here when the school year starts. So she's doing really well. I was over there last week, and she and her family are just doing great. The new baby, Mateo, is super sweet. He wasn't not making any noise whatsoever when I was there.
No.
I'd like to bring her on, but it's like, I don't want to bother her. So
And
we
she
don't.
can go at her own pace. If she feels like
She ever
calling
wants to
in,
call in,
you're always
talk.
welcome.
But we're like, she'll be here in August.
Yep. We have one. Do you want to go to line 4? Is that okay?
Oh, what's that one? That makes me nervous when he says
Yeah,
that.
let's go.
Are you sure? All right.
What's his name? German?
German.
Hey, good morning. Welcome
good
to the
morning.
Roula Ryan Show with Eric.
What's up, German?
Hey, how's it going?
Going great.
My question is, what?
Hey.
What?
No, go ahead. What's your question?
What's your question?
Oh, sorry. My question is, I've always seen you guys post like videos of you guys' faces and all that on the Instagram.
Sorry.
I wanted to know, do you guys also record live?
Record live. Well, we are
Yeah,
live
like
right
a-
now.
You mean like an Instagram Live?
Yes, yeah, like that.
Like
Like
we
with your
used to go
faces and
live.
stuff.
Like we used to go like FaceTime, not FaceTime.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can go
Like Periscope
live.
back in the day and
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
Instagram Live. We don't do it really that much. Facebook Live, we don't do it that much because we don't want to take away from.
We want people listening to the radio.
Right. You know, when we do those Facebook Lives, we're out and about at a sponsor's venue. We'll do, for instance, Lagoon Fest. I've done Facebook Lives down there where we just go live outside of being on the air. But if we are live on the air, we probably will not be
But
live on Facebook.
But German, I'm trying to get us on YouTube. I'm going to get a YouTube channel for the show. We have the cameras all set up. We just got to figure out how to make sure people can hear us through from the radio and the audio to match up. That's behind the scene nerd stuff I can't really get into.
Yeah, you don't want us to look like Squid Games or something where the dialogue does not match our mouth.
Yeah, but yeah, that's my goal is I want the show so you guys can watch us in the morning too.
And I don't want to have to shave and do my hair.
Yeah, this is a different era. Now we have to actually dress decent.
German, that's the other reason behind it is my vanity. Thank you for your call.
Thanks, buddy.
I hope that answers your question. I believe that's all we
If
got.
we do that, then we can't be on for 20 years.
No. I mean,
no, maybe unless they do a little AI CGI.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. Ryan's like 20.
Everyone will be doing a Dr. Beedr's type commerciu.
Oh, yeah. We're all going to need some
pulled.
surgery.
yeah. I'll go see Dr. Evans.
He's going to look like Jeff Bezos' wife.
Oh,
She
no.
pulled back?
You don't want to look like that.
During the break, because I want to talk about that when we come back.
Okay.
He had his big wedding. $50 million for this wedding in somewhere in Italy with all these celebrities. I'll tell you who was there. And I know I shouldn't feel this way, but it rained. Kind of put a little rain, a little damper on the wedding. It kind of made me smile. Is that wrong?
I think it is.
Should be. I mean, if I want you guys, I want you guys and Houston listeners to make as much money as you can. But this guy just, I don't know. He looks like a Bond villain.
He does.
And
he needs to be holding like a hairless cat.
Well, when I think it's because some of his employees are on both food and medical assistance because they don't make enough money.
And you see him spend $50 million on a wedding.
Right. It's like, bro.
In between the break, Kevin, type in Jeff Bezos' wife before and after. You're going to be like,
oh, before and after.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I don't know if you look younger. You definitely look stranger.
Yeah.
Brought to you by Taqueria Arandas. Now, I do believe we just played a little sounder right before we got into this song.
I do believe.
I
declare.
So are we looking for caller 104?
Yep.
Have we found caller 104?
Margaret,
welcome to the Roula and Ryan Show with Eric. Guess what?
What?
You're the winner.
I'm so excited.
Yeah!
Yes. It's our 4th of July barbecue and boom. Every weekday morning, 7 to 7. Win a $100 Kroger gift card, and you can load up on all your backyard barbecue essentials. The best part, everybody who wins becomes a finalist for the daily grand prize, a Patriot Pack from Top Dog Fireworks.
Get some fireworks in your life, hopefully. Congratulations. Enjoy that gift card, okay?
Yeah, you're going to have some fun.
Thank you so much.
Hang on the line. Do not hang up. All right, so we're talking about right before we went into the song about Jeff Bezos' wedding. And I think a lot of people, Eric, you brought up a point, like a lot of people want to see it get rained out because
it did get rained. It wasn't the best day to get married.
Not the best weather.
But they in Venice, they were married. And I was seeing protests all week. People did not want them there, which is weird. It's like, don't you want rich people spend money in your city?
I think it's because of the poor working conditions for so many workers at Amazon. And, he's not really coming across looking great there. And also the fact that Jeff Bezos' original wife, she has donated so much. I believe like half of her income she's donated to charity. And she's constantly doing donations. And although they do some, not much. It'd be like you and I.
Did he go to school here in Houston?
That I'm not sure of.
For a little bit, did he do grade school here or something? I could have sworn someone was telling me that. Kevin, did you ever hear that? I know it's DQA day. Of course, Amnesty. I'm not saying he's from Houston, but I thought maybe his parents moved here and they went to school here. I'm not sure.
Let me look it up.
Yeah, look it up, and then I'll tell you the guest list. When we're talking, Oprah was there. The Kardashians.
Ugh.
Kardashians were there. Orlando Bloom. You know why he was there.
Looking for new love.
Things with him and Katie on the rocks. By the way,
done.
Jeff Bezos did attend. He went to the River Oaks Elementary School in Houston from 4th to 6th grade.
Oh, bam. Look
Wow.
at that. Hey, that knowledge.
Good one,
Yeah,
Eric.
good memory.
I don't know why I would remember that. I guess I went to school with him. No.
Of course, he went to River Oaks Elementary. Not like he was growing up in the
Let's see who
tough
else.
times.
Tom Brady was there. Leonardo DiCaprio, Ellie Goulding, and Usher, to name a few people, were there. So lots of celebrities. Do you think they all got like a gift box and it looked like the Amazon boxes?
At
Wouldn't
that
that be
level
cool?
of celebrity, do you?
You have to give them something, right?
Well, you've got to give the richest man on the planet something. Him and Elon are always like flip-flopping as far as who's the richest. But does he really need wedding gifts?
But he has to give. He probably gives gifts to everybody. Like, you know, when you have people come to your wedding, you usually give them something if they go to a.
Sometimes.
There's Leo. I got an Amazon gift card. Are you kidding me?
I bet they all get like gold ones. Like, so that.
Now, if it said for like $1 million, it'd be like, oh, yeah, that's a good gift.
Yeah, but they don't. Yeah, Tom Brady don't need that.
No, they don't need anything.
I see the evolution of Lauren Sanchez's.
His wife, yeah, isn't it weird?
The before and after the plastic surgery.
She
was so pretty.
Was a very beautiful woman. She still is. It's just that
She doesn't look real anymore.
Right. Her lips have that certain look of a country club in Florida where all the lips are too big and kind of look peeled back across your face.
Now, why do you think people
do that?
I mean, I see it in Houston all the time too. You know, you go to these certain restaurants, you see these women with these lips that big. Are they because they're so thin? Their lips, they think they're so thin.
I don't know why they think.
But to be that cartoonish, do they think people are like saying you look beautiful, or do they realize that people are laughing at you?
I don't think they're doing it for other people. I think they just maybe they
it's
have
for
like
self-confidence,
like a body dysmorphic image where they look in the mirror and they think that I just look horrible without it.
They don't need that.
They don't.
One of our interns got her lips injected every other month, and she said if she doesn't keep it up, then they fall apart. Like
what?
They fall down and crinkle up. Like once you've blown up that balloon.
Oh, it's like.
Then
so you'd have to have lip reduction if you decided to
stop. If you're really chubby and then you lose a lot of weight, you get excess
then you
skin,
have
maybe?
all the excess skin. Yeah, and you could tell.
You can't whistle? Something like that when you whistle?
Yeah. As her internship progressed, she would show me like, hey, you can tell I got to go get my lips done now. See how it's falling in? Gross.
Well, we had an intern a long time ago, and I think she was like 21 or 22, and she was getting Botox like nonstop. And I'm like,
she was in all that stuff.
It's like, why?
Yeah, the fillers though and stuff, man.
You don't start too early.
The problem is when you're that rich, who's going to tell you no? Like,
well, no, they
Jeff
got nothing
Bezos
but
is-
sycophants around them.
yeah, whatever that is.
That's the hanger on.
Sycophants.
Sycophants. They just like, they kiss up. Oh, yeah, you're right. You're brilliant.
Yeah, you look beautiful because if you say no, then you're kicked out of the circle.
Yep.
And then they all have to go get it done too.
So there was no big, wedding mishap at the Bezos wedding?
Just the weather was bad.
It was in Venice?
Yeah, Venice.
I saw them getting into the boat afterwards. So a lot of people were
Were
getting
they
into
in
the
like
boats.
a gondola?
This was a cute old Chris Craft, which is an old wooden boat, one of the original speedboats.
Type in, look up Jeff Bezos wedding invite. Someone text.
Okay.
Look that up real quick. See what you see there. I don't know. Also, they're saying Orlando Bloom was with Sydney, what's her name? Sweden? The girl from
Oh, yeah.
Euphoria and all the stuff. Yeah, so Orlando.
Yeah. He's doing well for himself.
I thought she was with the dude from Top Gun.
Oh,
Oh my God, I just forgot his name.
God, I'm losing my mind too. He was in The Hitman, remember?
Yeah, what's his name?
Oh, God. It'll come to me.
Wait, how did I forget that dude's name? He's like
Oh, God.
a poor man's Matthew McConaughey. What is his name?
God, what is his name? It's going to drive me nuts. Okay, well, while we're looking that up, before Roula left, we had something really important happening with Gulf Coast. So we did record a little interview, and it is ready for you right
because
now.
it's happening this week. So that's why we wanted to talk about it this week.
It's time for What's Going Down in H-Town on the Roula and Ryan Show with Eric.
104.1 KRBE.
It's the Roula Roula and Ryan Show with Eric here on 104.1 KRBE. And, every single year I hear about the firefighters versus the cops and all in good faith coming together for a charity event. And there have been a lot of different ones we've talked about. But in the past, I think it was last year, we were helping out the Gulf Coast Regional Blood Center with Battle of the Badges.
And
it's back, guys.
All right. Yeah. Hey, guys.
It's back, guys. So let's welcome our guest. Samantha Larson is standing by on the phone. She is the Community Development Coordinator for the Gulf Coast Regional Blood Center. Then we've got Sergeant Lonnie Cox from the Harris County Sheriff's Office for Team Police.
Howdy, hi.
And then we've got the Fire Chief of the Woodlands, Palmer Buck for Team Fire.
Love the
Welcome,
Woodlands.
everyone.
Welcome.
Morning.
Hey, y'all.
Who wants to tell us and tell all of our audience about Battle of the Badges? Lonnie, I know you were in our studio last year for this. You want to take that?
Actually, who won last year? If you
Sure.
can tell me who won last year.
I'm sure we did, but I didn't get an official count.
Oh.
Okay. So, Lonnie, we're going ahead and we're going to let you take the lead here.
All right. This is for the Battle of the Badges blood drive. So we're looking to get donors to come out and donate, and you can vote for either fire or law enforcement, and we're hoping to have a little friendly rivalry and see who brings in the most donations. It's a great cause. It'll make you feel great for having done it, and it'll help them out incredibly.
That is awesome.
Because the blood bank obviously needs more supplies.
Especially in the summertime, yeah.
Year round. Now, Sarah, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you're going to get when you show up?
Yeah, absolutely. So you get a Gulf Coast Regional Blood T-shirt, which is really, really cool. We designed it in-house. We also get a $25 e-gift card where you can use it for anything, whether it be Amazon or Target. You also get a general admissions ticket to Dig World.
Ooh, Dig World.
That's
yes,
cool.
all those big machines and excavators and all that. Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's awesome.
It's really, really interesting. It's down in Katy, and it's super fun for people of all ages to get on the excavators and dig on some dirt. And then donors in the greater Houston area from July 1st through the 3rd also receive a Freedom Over Texas ticket.
Oh, nice. For the July fireworks. That's great. It's giveblood.org, guys, is where you're going to go to schedule your appointment. It's called Battle of the Badges, and it starts tomorrow, July 1st. It goes through the 6th. But as Sarah said, if you donate before the 4th, you'll also have access to the Freedom Over Texas events.
Now, Palmer, how are the Woodlands looking?
We're excited. I do say that we need all the help from our citizens out there to go and choose the fire department. We also, asking our firefighters as well. We know that, unfortunately, firefighters, because their job's so much harder, can't donate when they're on duty as opposed to the police department. So we know that we need help.
We drive parallel with the mobiles and donate.
I think, Palmer, if you offered, people can go down the pole.
Yes, yeah. Anything we can do.
Now,
Oh, my gosh.
I've heard of firefighter calendars. I've never heard of a police calendar.
Yeah, when are we going to do that,
you guys
Lonnie?
have that, Sergeant Lonnie?
What they would rather do is have us let them get out of a ticket.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Yeah. If I get pulled over that week, I'm voting for the firefighters. I'm not voting for
Man, in the Battle of the Badges, guys, it starts tomorrow. It goes July 1st all the way through the 6th. You can make an appointment to donate blood at giveblood.org. It's Chief Palmer Buck, Sergeant Lonnie Cox, and Sarah Larson. I hope you guys have great success with building up a blood bank. For
Good
these
luck.
guys.
Thank you all.
Thank you so much.
And thank you for all that you do. We support all of you.
That's 100%. Thank you so much.
It's our honor.
Thank you.
All righty. So while we were playing that, we had asked that question, who is the good-looking guy in Top Gun Maverick? And he
Everyone
was in The
text us,
Hitman
and we
and
got it right.
Twisters.
Glenn Campbell. There you go.
No, Glenn Campbell is the Rhinestone Cowboy guy.
Oh, man, just keep it going. Just the people think. That big people mad. We text us all morning. It's not Glenn Campbell.
What's his name?
Glenn Powell.
Glenn Powell. That's what it was. All right. So coming up next, we're going to have a Roses update. We're going to check in with Claire after Zach was catfished last Thursday and definitely was cheating. We'll get that update next on the Roula and Ryan Show with Eric and 104.1 KRBE.
From the Bell Furniture.